Start chatting.
All right, welcome back. Part 2 on opening the vault. I feel like there was something in particular I meant to talk about, but it's slipping my mind now.
We got some food. We switched the tea out for wine, and we're back because Jill has some stuff to say.
Well, I was hoping we could turn it back to the fair talk.
Yes.
Mason, I was really curious to, just because, like I've already said, it's one of the most unique experiences that I've ever had. Weird performing stuff, like feeling like nobody's watching, or like feeling like what I'm doing is ridiculous. But then also having moments of like, this is awesome, and like people like really are having fun, and like I am the source of somebody's good time. Like, so I was wondering how you have felt during not just the rehearsal process, but you know, being in the grind of doing it every single day. And I was just wondering about your experience and how you would like rate it as a performance experience overall.
How I would rate it as a performance experience overall? Well, I feel like we adapted our show a little bit late. So like at the beginning of our run, it felt good, but it also felt like we're losing these people, and it's because we're not giving it our all. And a lot of people, I felt like we were a bit discouraged by some of the lack of people at times, and so sometimes we lowered our standards, and that's what I really didn't like. But when we adapted it to be more about including the audience, and we were just having fun, and then we were just calling out for people to join us, it became really great. But as far as rating it overall, maybe it was just this show that we created, and that I needed to give it more, so that I knew it was like, okay, even if I didn't do the best in some shows, I felt like I gave it all I could.
Yeah.
So that's what I feel like I was lacking. There wasn't as much invested that could have made it really great. So I still rate theater as like top, I would say. I like sketch slightly less than I like theater.
Oh,
like sketch film especially.
Gotcha.
And then I don't know.
I think, Dylan, you can also, I feel like you might have felt that, like, the feelings that we feel during the fair, like with Foxtails, maybe a couple of times, like feeling like, oh, this is kind of weird, and maybe we might be missing people.
Sure. I think definitely our best Foxtails performance was the one where we had all the kids, and we could really feel their energy and feed off of that. But at the same time, it's our job as professionals to be consistent and deliver the best work that we are capable of. Yeah. And I know that's hard when you really, or you feel that losing the audience or losing the people watching. It's just something that we all have to struggle with and get past, I guess.
I guess, like, my whole point of asking the question is, I feel like under this, like, umbrella of theater, of acting, of this weird thing that we do and, like, tell stories in this way, I think that there's, like, some people that would be like, oh, that's just, like, silly actor work, and that's just kind of, like, not very important. And what really gives theater or acting merit, what really matters, you know what I mean? Like, some people would, like, say, like, oh, like, a dramatic theater piece is way more important than, like, a silly comedy. And what I have over the past 3 years have, like, developed this mindset as, if one person sees this and is inspired by it in some way, I'm doing a good job. And I'm creating something that does matter. And there can be, like, hundreds of people that walk by and are just like, oh my god, what are those idiots doing? But if a couple of people are like, wow, that's really cool, like, maybe, like, I'll take an improv class, or, oh, that's really cool, like, maybe I'll take, like, a theater course. I just think that just because it's not, like, on, like, some, like, main stage, like, amazing, like, it's a scheduled time and people are, like, buying tickets to specifically come and see this, it still has merit and it still matters and it's still important. And that's why I love this program so much, is because we are creating, maybe not for us, like, maybe in 5 years when, you know, I'm done doing the fair, we'll have created a platform for actors to come in and take over the program and hopefully bring theater to people who usually would not go and seek it out.
That's true. I didn't think of it that way.
That reminds me of something. I don't know if you saw that video, but Mason and I both work for the Murder Mystery Company in San Diego, and our CEO, Scott, made this video, and in it he said something that I really found inspiring, which was, we are the group of people out of the masses who took the risk to do what we're doing. Out of all the people that have said to themselves, wow, I wonder if I would want to be an actor, that looks fun, but then weren't brave enough to do it, that's what we're doing. That's who we're working for. For those people who might be in the audience and might be considering taking an improv class or auditioning for their high school show, but maybe aren't there yet, that's who we're performing for. Just to show you that even the silliest piece of theater can be fun. And
I love that.
Yeah.
It's nothing profound or, like, groundbreaking, but it still matters. I don't even know what I would do if I walked into a fair and I saw that happening. I would be like, this is amazing. What a bunch of stars. And I know that I am biased, but I just think it's so cool that this fair has created a space for us to do something completely out of the ordinary. And I'm just so grateful that we have it. And even though it's really, really hard sometimes, I'm so grateful for the opportunity, and I feel like I am not just a stronger performer, because I've, like, performed under some terrible circumstances at the fair. Not that I'm just a stronger performer, but I'm just better at being a person, like, out in crowds and just dealing with, you know, my castmates and dealing with coach and working with what little script he gives us. It's just, in general, made me so much stronger and given me a much more open mind.
I have a question. So you mentioned that lady who came up to you and approached you after the show, but since, I don't know about your show, but I know your show is probably similar, designed for children, how has the reception been that you've noticed from the kids? Are they taking to some of the jokes and the dancing and the silliness? Are they enjoying it?
We had a kid go today. He was like, "You guys suck."
I remember Keon talking about that.
I am not even joking. Like, he literally said that. He was in the front row.
He's just jealous.
Well, not just that. Like, these kids are, they're desensitized. They don't care about some of them. Some of them don't care. And that's just like one in, like, a bunch of kids. There was this little girl that came up to us. She was so excited. She was, like, almost crying. Like, she was so happy to, like, she high-fived all of us. And she was, like, on the verge of tears. She was so excited that we performed. And then she got to, like, meet us and take a picture with us. There's another little boy who, like, he had to show every single one of us his Spider-Man watch. He was like, look at this. He was, like, so proud of it. So whether it's going completely over their head or whether they're, like, completely engaged, there's just going to be a mix. And there's a part of our show where Raymond, one of my cast members, he like asks the audience a little bit of audience participation, not a lot, we don't rely on it, but he goes, everybody say, oh no, and everybody usually says, oh no, and then he's like, will you help me fix the machine? And everybody goes, yes, and then like there will be one kid that goes, no. So yeah, but honestly, like we're having fun. All 6 of us are up there just like having a blast. Sometimes we'll do things to surprise each other just to keep it fresh.
Keon's James Cameron reference.
Oh yeah.
Great.
There's like weird stuff every show. Some shows we only have like 50% energy in us and we just cannot give it our all. Some shows, you know how energy is infectious from a crowd.
Yeah.
If there's like a huge crowd and people are like clapping and like we're like, oh my gosh, well then here's this, and so like we can like build on top of each other. Another reason I love theater so much is because it is communal. Like we all have to come together and create it.
Yeah.
You cannot have theater without an audience.
Yeah, we did have some cute kids. There was one kid, he was getting all the puns. He was probably about 10. And like a lot of the puns were going over most of the kids' ages unless they were 12 or older. But like he was getting all of them. He was laughing and trying to himself. And then like I was looking for volunteers and he was like, I was like, okay. So I went to somebody else, but I guess somebody else, he ended up volunteering anyway. So it came up, but then there was also this little girl, same thing. She was like, I'm too shy. She was like 6, small black girl, braids. And then I skipped her again. I went to somebody else and I got them. And then she ended up coming up anyway. And then just at the end, we do this big reveal with our machine. And it comes out. And she got so excited to see that, like, wow, what I did made this happen. Yeah. I was like, you are making my fair experience, girl. Like, yeah. I feel you. I guess maybe it's just because we're towards the end of the run. And I'm full and a little bit buzzed. I'm like just a tiny bit, just enough to be like, oh, I'm tired. But it's it's good.
This is a long push, 8 days straight. That's the hardest part.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they put it at the end. They're just like,
it's weird.
Good luck, y'all.
Yeah, and they're just like, well, you know, we've come this far. Might as well. It's the fair is dirty and crowded and smelly and smoky and
hot.
Sweaty and cramped and
You guys
everybody
trailer.
gets on each other's nerves, and it's one of the best things I've ever been a part of. Ever.
That's good that you, despite everything, you're still enjoying it all the time, because you've done in 3-4 years now?
This is my third year.
And this is Mason's first.
I just after the first year, more than half, I think, dropped out because there were no shows.
Right.
There was no script. We were completely winging it. We would go into the theme building. We would switch off. The troops would switch off. And we would do tableaus, which is something we learned in mime class, which was awesome. If you have an audience that's ready to watch tableaus, we would have kids poke us, and people would like try to mess with us. And a tableau is like when you were very still, basically. It's mime work, and it's hard. And it was not healthy. I was wearing a corset, and it was awful.
Yikes. I don't know that it lends itself to that setting.
So there was a reason that we changed it, and I don't know, that the second year was where the West is fun, and it was all cowboy stuff, and cowboy stuff is so easy to, come
make
up
silly and campy.
Yeah, come up with stuff
Puns.
for that, and I know the acting troupe, they had a rough time. They had a very, very difficult time. Just their show was kind of weird, and it was all a brainchild of Coach's, and Coach has some wacky ideas, and it just wasn't landing. More than half the time they didn't have a stage, which I know that your guys are kind of going through.
Well, that's actually only been the last couple days. We haven't had for the first show a stage. That's only because it's for the fireworks area. But besides that, we've had set stages and areas, and
Good.
It's been pretty chill. I'm fortunate. We're fortunate in that.
Yeah. And then, but my group, there was a big disconnect between everybody because the acting troupe was kind of upset that the dancing troupe was inside the theme building all day. We just did 4 shows in there, and that was it. And so they were not very happy about that, and it wasn't very even, and which I totally understand. And I think if it were up to me, I would have the shows in the theme building all the time with like, and this is just if I was like running the theme building, I would have 2 different stages in the theme building, one stage for one troupe and then the other stage for the other, equipped with mics and music, whatever they need.
And like a sound op.
Yeah. Our original plan for our show was we weren't going to use a mic, and that plan was scrapped real quick because it's loud in there.
Oh, yeah.
It is so loud.
Yeah.
And there's no way. Like,
and there's this candy demonstration that happens like 15 minutes before our show begins.
Same.
And it's to the left, and there's all these kids in line.
Is that the Bean Boozled thing?
Yeah.
Bean Boozled, where they try different jelly beans.
Yeah.
Even with the mic, it was still tough to hear some of you guys.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's just because some people aren't practiced on how to use a mic, but it was a good experience. I'm biased, but I liked the show a lot. And it was fun. The mascot.
Yeah. You're an audience member. Did you watch both of the shows though?
I haven't seen. I didn't get to see Mason's show. I didn't get to see
You should come tomorrow and watch it.
the Taffy Factory.
Great
Taffy Pole.
Sorry, listeners. I'm fading out a little bit.
I did see the mascot review, and I got to see Mason as
was that Friday?
Coronado?
Conquistador!
Captain Coronado?
Balboa!
Balboa. Oh my goodness.
There was a moment.
Did you come the same day Janae came?
Yes. I came the same day.
Then that was the day they played Cotton Candy, and that was fun because we did the Cotton Candy.
The Tootsie Roll.
Tootsie Roll. So like that one was pretty great because I was like, I should get down.
How has that been, just being in the mascot costumes? Because it's kind of like...
We need to explain what that is.
They dress up in these big... It's like people at Disneyland walking around in Mickey or Donald for Beth costumes. They essentially at the end of the day all get together and do this show. The 3 troupes, the band, the dancers, and the actors in costume as the mascots will get together and do the show. And it's unlike anything I've ever seen in a lot of ways. But
it can be fun. If the audience all like gets there and they're into it, it can be really fun.
How has that been, just being in the costume? Because I feel like you can just do whatever. Like, people are just going to see you as that character instead of judging you as an actor or as a person.
I think kids, at least, I think some kids are smarter than we give them credit for. I don't know if they necessarily would be like, oh, well, that's just in their character. But I think they'll be like, wow, this one's not interesting at all. You know what I mean? It's that kind of judgment, which is, I think, almost a little bit worse because it shows that you don't have the energy to give, because it's much more about the physicalization and like cartooning yourself or making it funny and creating a spectacle for a bit that eventually makes people interested to come up to take pictures with you. Because Conquistador Balboa, which I don't know who's in it, but it's a secret, I guess. But Conquistador Balboa is he's very tall. And his head is very big, and a lot of kids don't like him, from what I've seen.
He's scary.
They don't like him, yeah.
It's an interesting choice to have that be the mascot for the fair.
It is, It
was after, Conquistador Balboa for the 100th anniversary of
San Diego's 100.
Balboa Park, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the mascots are silly. They're fun. That show itself is interesting. It seems like whatever coach feels that day is what you guys get to do.
I've never felt so naked.
You just because of the
just being at the mercy of whatever coach tells us to do. Not having a mascot costume to
yeah, that's true. You guys
to hide behind is hard, and I don't know that the situation for me, I feel like, is almost it's a little bit extra difficult just because I'm the leader of my troupe. So I'm the one when everybody's like, "What do we do, Jill?" I'm like, "Oh, man, I don't know. Let's just do Ring Around the Rosie." And that's what we've done. Like, it's just... I hope that we fix it next year if we decide to do it again. It's very difficult.
Well, what about you? What about the future of Jill Jones acting?
Like, what am I gonna do now?
Yeah. What's next?
Because you both have another year at SDSU.
Well, the next venture that I'm most excited for is a directing gig.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm the passenger in the car, but I'll be reading the
Talk about
roadmap.
that show. What's that show all about? Do tell.
I don't know. What show is it?
Picasso at the La Pana Jewel. Written by Steve Martin. Do we have show dates yet? Like,
we
opens?
have show...
It's gonna be in November.
November 16th through the 18th.
So Dylan is directing the show.
I am.
And
we haven't talked about that on the podcast, I don't think.
No.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's been a while, but yeah, that's a thing.
I will be the AD. Yeah, thank you.
I'm trying to be equal opportunity.
The job was given to me for whatever reason. I have no idea why.
There's so much subtext here. Listening. You can't even see it.
hear the
If you were
subtext.
here, if you were here, I'm gonna try to hint it in my voice from now on.
Anyway, I gave the job to Jill because I know she really liked the script and she's super,
Well, I have directing experience.
and she's super talented and she is gonna be a great asset to the team and the show.
Emphasis on the ass.
Okay.
What was it? That was at 21:55.
Again, the door's right there. That's staying in. We're keeping that. But yeah, that show's gonna be fun. I am looking forward to that a lot.
Have we decided if directors can be in the show?
You're gonna audition.
I am auditioning for it, yeah.
I'm not auditioning. We no decisions are gonna be made live on the podcast here, but hopefully Eric Clark's not listening.
Okay, anyways, so yeah, that's what's the big thing that's next. I actually have an audition tomorrow.
Yes,
which I'm
yes.
excited for. I like
the other thing with Coach.
Yeah, and then Coach has also asked me to be in a mime piece with him. Coach does his own show pretty much every year in September, and in such a wonderful Coach fashion, he's given me no further information, so I can't give any to you. But I do have a background in mime and clowning, and I'm but I was actually just telling Dylan yesterday, I'm looking to enhance my abilities a little bit, so up next for me is some sort of self-defense. I want to learn almost any kind of martial art. I need to do more research on which one really interests me. I really want to get better with my yoga, and one of the ways I wanted to improve that was just doing more acro yoga, and I really want to learn how to do aerial silks.
Yeah.
And there's just a skill that I really want to have. It's a weird, like, niche, like, skill, but it's always just been so interesting and beautiful to me. I really want to do that. And then the last thing is I need to learn how to tap better. I took it when I was a kid, and I'm not a great dancer. Like, I'm not awesome at it, but I can be if I work harder at it.
Yeah.
So I want to work harder at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to develop my skills a bit. I took a lot of acting classes at Grossmont, and I'm ready to kind of expand my horizons and what I can put on my resume and what I can be good at, you know?
I think the martial arts is a very smart idea, especially, I think it increases your versatility.
Yeah.
Your versatility, especially with film, I think.
Sure.
I think, yeah.
It also just strengthens your body and gives you more control.
Keeps you
That's
sharp.
always useful.
Yeah.
And also, I am very small. And I just want to be able to feel confident in being able to protect myself. what a great night.
Yes, it has been great. This conversation, although it's dwindling now because we're all a little bit tired and full, but it was nice having you on the podcast, Jill.
Thank you. Yeah. It was really great to be here. I really look up to you guys for going out of your way to create something different and new. I love listening to podcasts. It's so easy. You just put it on in the car. And I don't know. You honestly inspired me. I want to do something like this for my study abroad.
Do it.
Oh yeah.
Do it. This I'll give you the details after we stop recording, but for the mic if you're interested in that. Yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah.
Any other closing thoughts?
I guess I don't know. I feel like what I got from today was kind of reflected on just kind of what it means to be an actor and what it means to kind of have a personal statement that you're almost trying to say.
Like a goal, having goals as an actor and setting a standard for yourself.
Yes.
And living up to that. It's hard sometimes, but we love it. Mm-hmm. And we just gotta keep on doing it. No matter what.
Yeah. All right. Well, my name is Mason Banks.
My name is Dill Pickle Hoban.
And
thank you, Jill Jones.
Oh yes, thank you, Jill Jones.
Thank you, guys.
We're gonna close this deposit box.
May many more come.